Consumers versus humans. I target you. You become, I putting you into focus. How do I get you? So we go. Target acquired. Where's he staying? Port Harcourt. Age 20. Great. Does he look like someone that uses our products? Awesomeness. Target. Bang, 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 bang. What's that? Target acquired. That's marketing performance. Hello everyone, it's Franklin again on the Being Frank podcast, and it's great to be here with you again, and I would love to share my thoughts with you on being frank about humans as strategy. And it starts off with a scenario where in marketing, I would like to get you on board as a consumer or a customer. And naturally, what would I do if I want to connect you with a product, make you buy, sell, use something I would like to push you to? I target you. You become, I putting you into focus. How do I get you? So we go. Target acquired. Where's he staying? Port Harcourt. Age 20. Great. Does he look like someone that uses our products? Awesomeness. Target. Bang, 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 bang. What's that? Target acquired. That's marketing performance, really. And that's the true truism of this case. Humans are not targets. Humans are the strategy. You can't just regard it only as customers, consumers, targets, users, millennials, whatever nomenclature we want to do, whether it's B2C, B2B, we're human beings. There's someone who's a decision maker, someone who's a purchaser, someone who's going to consume, someone who's going to purchase. At the end of the day, it's always great to bring this thing down and just talk and analyze these things as simply as possible. People can be described as being social. They also embrace what it symbolizes to them. For example, if you take someone you're naturally attracted to, you try to understand his age, where he or she comes from, the things that have been inspiring them, their background, and whether you like it or not, naturally as instinct, we begin to prescribe our understanding of who this person is. This is what the person would do next, based on our understanding of those things. Taking me, for example, people have been shocked or surprised when they know my age, the kind of things I like doing off work, what I speak and flow about. It could be my hairstyle. It could be the fact that I love Asian movies, especially Indian musicals. It could be the fact that I love going to, watch salsa dances, and I love checking out comic books. So all of these things are because there's a certain expectation of who they think I am vis-a-vis what I truly do. And those same things, we have those sort of contradictions even in the marketplace. But the thing is, everything around us, whether we like it or not as a human beings, we try to create and attach meaning to it. Those things form the identity nucleus around us. Rice to me is not just food. A wedding to me is not just a place where people go collect and, prove wedding vows. A church means something to me more than, a Sunday service. My WhatsApp group on strategy goes beyond a community where I'm sharing perspective strategy presentations. A lot of the things we do in terms of your hairstyle, the salon you go to, the traditional weddings you attend, the cars you want to drive, the TV programs, all of those things, we associate certain meanings to them, whether you do that deliberately, consciously or not. And those things inform how we relate and create what I would call avatars of ourselves. There's the Franklin in the morning, there's the Franklin in the afternoon, and there's the Franklin in the evening. And your expectation of that mirror that you see might not necessarily be what you want to connect with to me as a consumer or as a customer, because I continually evolve. So I'm fluid depending on my background. I'm fluid and I put on an avatar or a different mask depending on the environment I find myself. How I behave in Lagos in a nightclub at 9 p.m. might probably be different than how I do the same thing in Ibadan or in Port Harcourt or in Accra. I continually have to shape my face, my expectations, my emotions to contextualize with the society in which I place myself. So if I wanted to connect, let's say with Adenike, 19 to 20 years old, with my malt drink. She lives on campus with her mom and, who's a single mom and, takes care of her and she goes off to campus, how would I connect with her if I know she has different personalities across the day? How she behaves, how she's a mom is different with how she do with her very close friends. When she leaves home, buys her products and goes to stay on campus, and then she goes to another supermarket to buy things she really wants to put in her fridge. How do you connect with that person who goes out in the evening with closed bodies and they have a hang at nighttime? They're taking maybe some alcoholic beverages, mixers and co. So the personalities evolve. So for me as a marketing director of a malt brand, which Adenike day in the life should I ultimately connect with? Which one has a higher percentage per ratio that I feel that has a higher nucleus or certainty that this is the person? And if you even ask her, if you want to do a focus group study one-on-one, she probably doesn't even know that herself because she's not observing herself. And that's the truism, of environment. If you replicate, the best way to usually do that is do a lot of studying, checking out the emotions, how she relates with different groups, putting a lot of things into perspective so that you can understand the evolving things that are around them, and that's just being frank. So a very good takeout about understanding humans as strategy is there are 4 key parameters, and they're very simple. One is humans feel. We're very emotional beings. We want to understand things that affect us, why we're feeling this pressure, why we want to be this way. We cry, we resist, we laugh, we shout, we imagine, we dream. The second thing, humans belong. We want to associate, identify with a particular group, a peer network. It gives us a sense of belonging. It could be a cycling ride network. It could be the gym. It could be a marketing workshop. It could be just friends who love wearing a certain kind of sneakers. That gives them a sense of who they might be. The third one, humans perform. We're all actors. We wear masks on social, at home. You could have different layers of who you really are. Your close bodies that you share your secrets with. Sometimes you're alone in your room and you're thinking of things that you might never ever say to anyone outside. At the office, you put on a mask, an avatar. On social media, you put on different kinds of emojis that signify what you're thinking or sharing, probably without even having said any word. So you have different identities and personalities that are cutting across. We feel everything. We envy. We contextualize. We look at things that should have happened, and if we could have even changed the way it did. Those things, like I said, is just the natural habitats of people. When we remove the nomenclature, the language, the nuances of marketing jargon, you begin to relate with people in a more unique and contextual way because you are also that person. You're able to understand that it's not just about the media analytics, which is, I dare say, a good reason for trying to put you in a box. It helps you construct things in a certain way. Their media habits, their media behaviors, the things that they do on a certain days, how they perform on Saturdays, and everything, so you can create an algorithm and things to connect with them. But beyond those things, beyond those data points, there are real pressures, real feelings behind those stuff. And it's the ability to take that data, contextualize them, understand the cultural habitats around those things, and understand the things that go beyond those data points that make you a very fledgling and unique strategist. And it's no longer just about the insights that say that birth those great ideas. It's also about the cultural context of what you're trying to say. More importantly, what could be, having understand the patterns that guide the natural growth of a certain person, a certain group, before you take them into the marketing space. And that's why I said using the word target is no longer enough. It's just not enough. I understand the reason for what I mean. I've been in the industry for quite a while and I've worked with digital marketing, creative, media, and different kinds of agencies and clients on both sides of the divide. But when we start using it for too long, there's now a precognition that this is how it's always going to be, that there's always a target waiting for you to hit, circulate, connect around it. Like I said, We dodge, we dash, we connect, we even take over the marketing role. Sometimes we feel we can be better creators. We are all of these things: consumers, users, groups, and all of the things we use around us. But we're also so much more, and that's the life around it. Beyond the consumer, there's a life around. Beyond the customer, there's a life around them. Beyond being a user of a particular product, a service, a platform experience, there's a life around him or her. And that's just being frank.